hope you're having a great October. This is Laura.
This is Casey.
And we're with Anaqua Property here to give you our September market report.
On the housing market. So again, I think looking at the numbers, we get these numbers every month, and this is going to be September's numbers. But they also show that in the McAllen, Edinburgh, Mission, and Pharr Metroplex, we're still in what I'd say is more of a seller's market. So
Definitely, I mean, we are seeing multiple offers on quality homes. I do want to qualify that. It's not just any home, right? It's definitely those that are worth it, that everybody wants in a price range, but definitely a seller's market right now. Still great for buyers because interest rates are low, so that's a plus. So it's kind of like a win-win.
right, definitely. I know that you were going to talk about the inventory, though.
Yeah, so there's obviously lots of price ranges out there. You've got your really low, under 100,000. They might not be great condition. They're sitting on the market a while because they need to be purchased cash. Most sellers are looking to finance. There's also a decent amount that are over 200,000. That's not where the bulk of sales are happening. They're happening between 100,000 and 200,000, and the inventory is low in that price range. And again, people are looking for move-in ready. And the one thing I know a lot of times, and it's a game. I mean, you've got to really look at the pros and the cons. But at that price range, people are looking for that move-in ready. Now, they are going to discount carpet, wallpaper, things like that. And so, having a good real estate agent to work with you to let you know what's going to get you that best bang for your buck is definitely worth, talking to someone.
And what I was going to say, based on this report, and if anybody's interested in seeing this report, just let us know and we can email you these numbers.
It is on the newsletter too.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you can sign up for our newsletter and you'll get it every month. What I found interesting in Mission, and we talked a little bit about Mission last month, was 15% of the sales in Mission were above $300,000. And so I found that interesting. 7 sales in Mission last month were above $300,000. However, the highest price sale was $384,000. So there was nothing above $384,000 all the way up in Mission. And currently there's about 138 homes on the market that are priced above $300,000. So, sometimes sellers get real excited and say, oh, well, my home's going to sell really quickly. But there's 19 months of inventory above the 300,000 mark. And that's probably in all of the markets. And the highest price sale in Mission was $150 a square foot, which was $350,000 for brand new construction. So that's something for our higher end sellers to know that it's just going to take a while. And especially if the home's dated in any way, it's going to take a little bit longer. And the quality could be there, great quality finish outs, but if they're gold, old gold or popcorn or wallpaper, it's just going to take longer.
And I know I've got a couple of clients looking at a higher price point, 400,000 and above, and we're having a hard time finding quality. And, again, she kind of mentioned that. We've kind of talked about what quality means, but we mean move-in ready at their style, basically, or, paint, little things. But, so they understand the market too, and they want to make sure that they're getting something that's worth the money. If not, they're going to go back and look at new construction because it's becoming so affordable now. That's definitely an option for them. So, keep that in mind, but I know that I've got clients looking and we're just not finding exactly what they're looking for. And not that they're being picky, but some lots, they've taken the house and left no yard, or, different scenarios. So, it's got to kind of be that perfect storm, I guess. But definitely anything that looks old, feels old is a
Gonna
no.
sit a little bit longer. It's just going to take a little bit more time, and we have to be realistic on the price
Right.
versus what maybe you paid at one time. So then the other thing we see in a seller's market a lot of times is more for sale by owners.
Right. So I've seen a lot of them coming up. I've actually dealt with a couple recently. The reality is, and these are just some numbers I looked up, 94% of sellers are going to use an agent to purchase a home. So, I'm sorry, of buyers. Buyers are going to use an agent to help them. They don't understand the paperwork. There's so much involved in that. So if you're thinking for sale by owner might be for you or someone that you know might be doing that, more than likely you're gonna have to be willing to deal with an agent, and are you prepared to pay them? Buyers want someone to hold their hand and help them. So that's definitely something you need to keep in mind. The other thing is who's representing you. I mean, if the buyer has an agent, you know, when I represented the buyer for sale by owner, I didn't represent the seller. So my full attention went to the buyer.
And duty,
Yes.
fiduciary duty was to the buyer.
So I had none to the seller. So that doesn't mean I'm not gonna help out some, but it's hard when they're not sure how to fill out paperwork and they're not, you know, they're wanting us to do some of that. And a lot of times we do, but again, my motivation is definitely for the buyer and not the seller in that situation. So something to consider. If you're gonna have to pay for an agent anyway because of the buyer, you might think about just getting an agent to help you sell your home.
Right.
Only about, what did I read? I think it's something like 7% of homes that are sold are FSBOs. So, for sale by owners.
For sale by owner, or unrepresented seller. And you know, in this day and age, can you sell the home on your own? For sure. You can get on Google, you can figure out how to fill out a contract, what should you check, what shouldn't you. But so much of what goes into the transaction afterwards, the time, if there's any hiccups, any bumps, I think that's what agents can do for you is, it's a service. We have more familiarity with those hiccups and bumps, and you know, you can mow your lawn, and maybe a lot of people do, but, or you can pay someone, and what you might think is gonna take an hour on the weekend to cut your grass, and then if your lawnmower breaks down, and this and that, and Home Depot, and all of a sudden what was gonna be an hour has now taken your whole weekend, because you're not only cutting the grass, now you had to get the lawnmower fixed, or get a new lawnmower, or whatever. So again, you could do it, for sure, but I think that it can get complicated, and that's where the value of having an agent really comes in.
And then too, I've seen houses where a seller wants to sell it after they've purchased it, and maybe they did it for sale, bought it from an owner directly, and then there are liens on the property that were never cleared from that original owner. So there's a lot that goes into it. You know, you definitely, when you're a buyer, want to make sure that you're buying a free and clear property with no liens or anything holding it back for when you want to sell it. Unfortunately, we do see a lot of that. So, you know, another little thing, and that's making sure you close with a title company. That's their job, not ours, but we always recommend that. So,
Okay.
well, if you ever have any questions about buying, selling, if you need help finding a roofer, a handyman, something like that, we can definitely help you out. Casey's got 20 years plus of experience, so we together, you know, we have tons of knowledge and tons of contacts to help you out. So,
Right. And if you want these numbers for the market report from September, just let us know and we will send them over to you.
and our website does have them for the full year in case you want to check the trends and see where we are, compare the months. So, anaquaproperties.com. Talk to you soon. Have
Thank
a
you.
great rest of the October months.